So for this, I wanted to talk about content. And there's so much that we can do with content, and it's been covered a lot in the conference, but I wanted to share an example. So I wanted to play a video. Hopefully this will work. We got the audio up?
Hi everyone, I hope you're enjoying the conference today. I hope you're enjoying the presentation so far and the conversation around where B2B marketing is going next.
All right, me in perfect English. Queen's English.
Salut à tous, j'espère que vous appréciez la conférence et la présentation jusqu'ici. C'est un réel plaisir et un honneur de vous parler aujourd'hui, notamment sur l'avenir du marketing B2B.
That is not me speaking French, for those that didn't figure that out, right? And that took me about 2 minutes for me to take something from English and make it appear to be in French. Now, I used to run global marketing teams, and we used to spend so much time with translation and things like that. It blew my mind. And maybe that's not perfect, but it's going to get there because it's getting there so quick, right? And this brought me on to the next thing, which I really wanted to spend some time on, which is ethics and governance and monitoring control, because I don't speak French, by the way, but despite living next to the country and studying it, I don't speak a word of French. I have no idea what I just said. It was, well, there you go. That's reassuring, because I didn't test it, so thank you very much for that. Because I was like, what if I did say something really bad? But it gets to the point, like, I didn't know. And I spend a lot of time looking at this stuff and trying to predict where the market's going. And one night I got into a kind of what I call, my wife calls, one of my rabbit holes, where I was just down looking at this stuff and thinking, what can I do next? And that day I'd worked with our executive chair of Demand Spring, and he'd asked me some questions in a video and I'd responded to them, right? So I thought, could I swap it around so that, and his name's Mark, could Mark ask the questions and, could I ask the questions and Mark deliver my answers, right? So I'm gonna deep fake, basically, right? And I went down this path, and I stopped, because I didn't stop. I actually went down, and I was like, oh, I could actually get him giving my answers without the questions and put him on a TEDx stage. Right, he's going to be completely shocked when I send him this. And I stopped, and I was like, what am I doing? I don't know this technology, right? I haven't got permission from Mark to do this. He might not find this funny at all. He might be really annoyed. And I'm going to have to come back and tell my family I lost my CEO job because I deep faked the executive chairman. Like, it's ridiculous. But I went down this path, and it really got me thinking about this. Right? We are entering this new era of governance that we haven't seen before, right? We really need to set boundaries, because there's going to be people in our teams that are far less risk adverse than me that are going to do this stuff, right? And it's so affordable, and anyone can do it. So we really need to, as an organization, set our boundaries. What can we use generative AI for, and what can't we do, right? And I know this has also been touched upon, but it's a good reminder, right? And then we need to provide oversight, right? Monitor and ensure that things are performing to the standards that we expect. And then operate with transparency, right? We need to communicate when we're using OpenAI, and I think the opening keynote, he gave some really good examples of that. That's got me thinking as well. And so on the oversight, we've just got to monitor, figure out ways of monitoring to make sure, particularly our junior employees, are really paying attention to the boundaries and the areas we set. And I'm not saying we need to be super restrictive. I just think we have to have a sandbox that we're all comfortable in playing with. And so this brings on to governance, and this is, again, when we come back into control. We want to make sure when we're producing dynamic marketing experiences that we really are producing dynamic marketing experiences that drive the results we expected. We're not just doing it because it's cool, right? I have no reason as Demand Spring to have a French video, so I shouldn't really be creating them, right? Like, we don't operate in France, we're North American. And then we've got to develop these feedback loops, and what I mean by that is we need to have subject matter experts that know what is expected, and they're validating our AI. Is it doing what we expect it to do? And then make sure we have these error rates and reviews, right? So we're looking to say, is it performing? Is this tech doing what we expect? And log it. Because some tech is going to underperform massively, and some tech is going to be more trustworthy, and we really need to be keeping track on that. And this stat up here, I thought was really important because it kind of doubles down in this and some of the things we've already been talking about. 73% of customers express concern that generative AI will introduce security risks. There's a really good side, and we should all be excited about it, but we've got to be excited with the appropriate ethics and governance standards, and that's how we'll win.